I'm really opinionated this afternoon.
Which is fantastic because, but also you've been writing songs for a while, like you've been performing, and that's the other thing. So that editorial process is not just, oh, I've been in a garret writing songs and maybe I have an opinion about it. It's actually, I've written songs, I've taken them through an editorial process, I have taken them to the people, and I've seen how they work. And so that's actually that's the end-to-end process.
Yeah,
songs.
and I think that's why I like it. So I'm not by any means comparing myself, but I just thought it was an interesting thing that she said. But like with Chapel Rowan, she's come out, she's incredible, and people are like, oh my God, she's amazing. And she is amazing, and I just love her so much. But I think it's really interesting watching video of her playing, Pink Pony Club at the market somewhere, and she's got a little keyboard, and this is like half a dozen uninterested people, and she's been, she wrote that song years ago. And it's like, and she's been working that song up, and it's changed, and it's moved from one place to the other. So it's really is like, I do think, like I'm still playing my songs. I'm like, God, I'm still playing this bloody song, but they just take a long time to really get to where they hopefully will eventually land. And it's all about the edit, I think, to be honest. Once you get the first bit in, you've got to be prepared to be, to edit it up and let go of parts that you like if they just don't work.
Yeah, and being open to that process, which can be really hard. It's not easy to get feedback. It's not easy to and some of that feedback comes from the audience, right? You can be there performing not reacting the way you want them to.
And also, like, it's really hard to let go of a song that just, no matter how hard you try, it just doesn't land. But there's parts of it that you love. So I've written songs where I'm like, oh, I love the chorus so much, but I can't get, a verse to go with it, or I can't move it along past a certain point. And then you think, oh, well, I'll use that chorus somewhere else. And I've not mastered that. I think there's maybe one song, two potentially, where I've grabbed bits and shoved into other bits. But for the most part, I've not been able to cut and paste any songs. So if you've got a song that's got a great chorus, but the rest of it sucks, you just have to let it go. And it's hard because you know that there goes that wonderful chorus that you'll never get to use again.
Yeah.
And I tried to cut them and make them work, and it just doesn't work.
I suppose if you want to try to feel better about it, it's like, well, I had to write that great chorus in order to then come up with some other songs, which I'm really happy with. So that's the chorus's purpose was to move me along to something else.
Yeah, it is a truth about opening up, like getting yourself into a headspace where you're going to, like, oh, I'm actually going to write a song. Like, I'm going to write it. I'm going to put my energy into it. And then you have, sometimes you get lucky and you'll be like, wow, that happened really quickly. And other times, you might write 3 or 4 duds before you get to the song that you want to get to. And it's a journey just to get that, to go through that period and to be able to go, no, it's kind of not sticking, it's not. And then you've got your friends and family around. You're like, hey, I've got this new song, and you play it, and they're like, yeah, it's fine. You're like, oh, okay.
What do you know?
Yeah, I know. They're like, yeah, it's all right. You're like, oh, okay, fair.